I'm Ann Chin. Teresa, I am so happy that you joined our group because you've been able to offer us so much, and you have such great stories to share that have been really helpful to our members and information, and I really appreciate you being here. You do business support and marketing, I believe, right? Is that right? Is your day job? And by night, she is a foreclosure defense warrior. And
I'm not a lawyer. We have to qualify that. I'm not a lawyer.
warrior, but yeah, warrior, not a lawyer, maybe. Okay.
Oh, great. Thank you.
I said warrior. I didn't say lawyer.
Only in the feminine version of warrior. Let me give you just a little introduction to who, how, why, and when I am. So I actually am a business consultant, and for the last 25 years, I have built virtual events in many categories, wealth strategies, health issues, and of course, foreclosure defense. After this event, we will send out the link to 3 links of 3 little videos. So one of the links is a little video I did in 2010 on Stop the Foreclosure Insanity. And so you'll see I used Dr. Gray's, and his program is, I don't know, he has a self-help law program that I believe that we can have him donate that program complimentary to raise funds for APON. And so I did a little piece on the basics of what goes on, how to get your way through court. And so there's a little YouTube video I did in 2010. Also a YouTube video on Nolo Press's book, How to Represent Yourself in Court. That piece was done about maybe 5 or 7 years ago when I was coaching a small group of people. I took 12 people and who were losing their home to foreclosure in some format. And I did a test study on it. And so that was a little presentation where I took Nolo Press's How to Represent Yourself in Court. I actually used that book when I was forced with 30 minutes notice that they weren't going to allow my attorney to represent me in the trial that I paid him $4,700 to do. And the judge says, come back in 30 minutes, this more, you're representing yourself. And that was the book I used to do it. And that was quite exciting. But the reason I was able to do it is because early on in my career of being an entrepreneur, having 3 children and a husband who came from the military, I learned how to read 25,000 words a minute. Now that's a program that I actually teach. So when I say quick read, it's my version of how to go through a book in 10 minutes and then teach you how to integrate the information. And so you're going to see a quick read for many books in foreclosure defense. Robert, my husband, and I have been together for 42 years. And he went to law. I did the first year of law school with him after he was already out of the military. He's a West Point grad. And he got his law degree, but he does not practice, and he did not pass the bar. It wasn't something he wanted to do. He missed it by 4 points, and we thought, well, it was a lot of work to do. But we have been litigating in foreclosure, not just foreclosure, taxation, all kinds of business environments for the last about 25, maybe 30 years. And the reason we've done over 100 cases, more than that, in every let's say jurisdiction. And one of the reasons for that is because of my skills of being able to absorb 25,000 words a minute. That's basically flipping through a book about 1 page a minute. I could go through 200 cases in about 2 hours, pull out the information that we needed to develop our facts and the pattern that meets the case law that would rule in our favor. So that's what you get. And my passion really is to help homeowners or people who've lost their home to foreclosure, or people who are being abused in the court system because they're not following the law, in coming together and banding together to help change the corruption or the misapplication because of our ignorance or not knowing. So that's my background. And today, so you're going to see a quick read on representing yourself in court. And then I also have a program I launched about 2 years ago before the pandemic hit, right before it hit, and that's called Fund My Castle. And what we found in the last 30 years, 3 of the biggest issues for anyone fighting is 1, legal fees. The second is not having the money to settle, and there's my Fund My Castle new website. You see there's only 8 subscribers because even though I've been building it for about 2 years, I just launched the channel and I'm just putting the information out. But I built a platform for crowdfunding to help raise money for your legal fees, to help raise money to settle with your lender, or to help raise money to own your home debt free. And so that's the platform that we're coming today with. And why? Because as we all come together and unite, I have built this program of how to share your story as a tool to educate the masses on your case and the law and the application, because the more people we have looking at it and do it in a crowdfunding environment so that you can raise money, the more people we have looking and the more education, and you got to do it in 2 minutes. Why? Because in learning how to achieve success with social media, specifically YouTube, there literally is an algorithm. If you follow an algorithm pattern in the first 10 seconds, you have to grab their attention. And by 2 minutes, if you don't have them still there, they're not paying attention. So that Fund My Castle is just that. And I just did, let's see, about 20 hours of filming in the last 20 days. No, more than that, more than 20 hours. I think we did about 40 hours of filming of all the different types of things that you can do to be successful, not only with your foreclosure techniques, but also with business and getting debt free because of the collapsing economy that's already here. So with that, what I wanted to share in our promo for today's class, 3 tips for free legal advice. Actually is a lot of different ways that you can get legal support. Of course, if you come into a crowdfunding campaign and we help you raise money for your legal fees, there's free legal support. But there's some other things like Gary Dubin, who is he and 2-term governor of Hawaii, has probably been the most successful attorney in the country of winning cases and changing laws and educating. And so I'm going to suggest you go to foreclosurehour.com for 2 reasons. One, because if you look at the cases he's won, that is the best way to learn the leading cases that are going on throughout the country. And that's the first thing. The second thing is why I came is when I met Anne and Gina and a few of the other women that are really working hard to build this mass group of people and bring a mass litigation. There's actually 2 different types of group litigation. Mass litigation, when everyone represents their interests and they take a leading case or maybe 10 leading cases in that mass and they use that as the model that everybody else has to go through. That's mass litigation. The other point is then there's a class action.
Oh yeah.
Class action and mass litigation. And that was Anne's direction, is let's get a mass litigation program going. And so that's one of the things that APON is focusing on, is can we put a mass litigation? Well, when I bring up Gary Dubin, because Gary has won so many cases and is known throughout the world for what he's doing, Gary and retired Governor Wahihe, they went after Gary and have shut him down. However, Gary brought a mass litigation case with 200 of his clients. I am one of them. Robert and I are one of them. And so I'm going to use Gary Dubin's Foreclosure Hour, because you're going to see he has been filming Foreclosure Hour every week for the last 10 years. And there's an amazing amount of information from all the cases that he profiles, and 1 or 2 of ours are in there on his website. So I'm going to teach in a quick read process from those cases. So that's free legal support. And then the third one is APON. I am absolutely committed at really educating through sharing your story and raising money. And those are the three things that limit us from being able to get, in my opinion, any results out of the court. One of the things we're going to put together is a crowdfunding platform to teach APON members, if they join, how to become a crowdfunding intern to raise money and help other people raise money.